Some people carry songs. Some carry stories. Some carry poems they've never been brave enough to read out loud. Tonight, the microphone isn't looking for perfection. It's looking for honesty. For the words that kept you awake. The dreams you almost gave up on. The laughter that carried you through. The tears that made you stronger. Every voice has a beginning. Every legend starts with one sentence, one verse, one deep breath. This isn't about being famous. It's about being fearless. Because every time someone steps up, the room gets a little brighter. Every poem becomes a bridge. Every lyric becomes a memory. Every story reminds someone they aren't walking this life alone. So whether your words rhyme or simply come straight from the heart, this stage belongs to you. This microphone belongs to every dream that's been waiting to be heard. Tonight we celebrate courage, creativity, community, and the beautiful power of voices lifting one another higher. So take that first step. Speak your truth. Share your gift. You never know whose life your words might change. Welcome to Open Mic Night, hosted by Colleen Evans and Rebecca Lynn Mills, streaming on the Swain Family Records Network. The stage is ready. The mic is live. Now, let's make memories.
Well, good evening. He beat me to it. Anyway, welcome back, guys. We are back this week. We missed having you guys last week on our show for Open Mic Night. I'm Rebecca Lynn Mills, and this week I have a special co-host with me, Goddess Sunflower, since Miss Colleen could not join us tonight on the show. Tonight we have 5 wonderful poets who will be sharing some poems that they wrote, and we're excited to hear them. When we call your name, we'll have you tell us a little bit about yourself and what your poem is about, and then you can read the poem. Like I said, I'm Rebecca Lynn Mills, and I'm your host for this evening, and Goddess Sunflower is our co-host. Would you have anything you'd like to add before we start this evening, Goddess Sunflower?
Hi, everybody. What's poppin'? Thank you, Scarlett, for letting me join you as your co-host today. What's good, everybody? Soldier Lady for Jim B. I hope y'all enjoy the show and get your poems ready. You know what I mean? Let's go.
All right. Well, up first this evening, we have Mr. Jim B. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and about your poem that you'll be reading this evening?
Okay, I'm Jim B. I usually turn my poems into songs, so I don't do a whole lot of spoken word. But tonight is the second time I've been on this show, and I've done spoken word. So my poem tonight, anyway, it's an acrostic poem. It's called "Fuck I Love You, Lady Red." I wrote it for our anniversary coming up on the 18th. After writing it and her reading it, she's like, "Well, now you got to write me another one because it's not with my name; it's with her stage name." But that's okay. So tonight I'm gonna read it. I'll get started. Fuck, I love you more than these words know how to say. Under all rough edges, you're the one who makes me stay. Crazy how you walked into my life and somehow became home. Knowing every fucked up piece of me and loving me as a whole. I'd choose you through fire, through darkness, and through the fight. Lady Red, you're the woman who still sets my whole damn soul alight. Out of everybody in this world, it's you I want beside me. Viciously loyal, beautifully wild, sorry, I got to stutter today. With a love that runs inside me. Every scar, every laugh, every storm, we've made it through. You're still the one in still still the one I reach sorry about my stutter. Still the one I reach for when the whole damn world goes dark. On most days you remind me I've still got a beating heart. Until there until there until there ain't a breath in me, there's one thing that stays true. Life gave me 1,000 reasons to quit that somehow gave me you. And if I had to live it all again, I wouldn't change a thing. Damn the roads that nearly broke me through the roads that led to this. Your chaos and my calm, my favorite kind of crazy. Right here, right now, forever, you're the one I fucking choose. Every version of tomorrow, I still want to spend with you. Damn, Lady Red. Fuck, I love you.
Well, Jim B, love poems have always been one of my favorite things. And when I read my love poem that I wrote for my husband Omega on the show a few weeks ago, you notice I had a little stutter when I spoke as well, because it's something about the ones we love. We get a loss for words, so we stumble over those words. But it was a very beautiful poem that you wrote for your wife in honor of y'all's anniversary. And thank you for sharing it with us this evening.
Thank you.
Good job, bro. Good poem.
I loved it. I really did. I like the acoustic poems because I have a couple of them myself, and I really feel it because you really, it's deep because you're expressing your love to your wife, and I really like that. Like, I know how it is because it's like it's nerve wracking to read in front of thousands of people, and so you're doing it yourself. So I understand. But good job, Jim.
Thank you. Thank you,
All right.
everyone. Thank you. I'm gonna dip out though. I gotta go spend some time with my wives before the comedy club show tonight. So y'all have a good one.
All right. Thanks for coming on the show, Jim. We appreciated you being with us. Have a good night. All right. Up next, we have Miss Soldier Lady. Will you tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your poem that you'll be reciting for us this evening?
Yes, my name is Soldier Lady. You can find me on Facebook at Yolanda Warren, on Instagram at YoLove21, and YouTube, Soldier Lady. And anyways, about my poem, it's called Tears. I've been doing poetry since I was 10 years old, so it runs deep with me. Okay, here we go. Watching tears roll down your face. Hold on, I'm sorry.
Take your time. Whenever you're ready, you can read your
Okay.
poem.
I was just about to say
This
that.
water that slowly leaks. Right. This water that slowly leaks, fall from my eyes and roll down my cheeks. You try to talk to it, but it doesn't speak. Nothing but silence in the dark repeats. You try so hard to retreat, but it felt like a weight was holding me. Diamonds and pearls is what you seek. Storing the pain will get you weak. A shower of blood run to my feet, and hell and heaven starts to meet. At the door, karma greets. A love that's strong got more power than a receipt. God is love with the preacher preach. Sky's the limit to the streets. Sweating so hard without the heat. Running fast as hell before your heart bleeds by the beat. Drowning on the inside, dying in the out. 99 and a half, and I still can't win.
That was really good, Soldier Lady. And I like your catchphrase that you always say, you've got something to say. And even when you do your songs and your spoken word poems, they're always amazing to me because I can tell that you write them from the heart. And thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
Would anybody else like to chime in?
That was deep, sis. You know what I mean? I felt every word that you was saying. You know what I mean? So congratulations. You know what I mean?
I'd say it this way. I hear you reading that, and it literally in my mind, I could see you up on a stage with a mic and just belting it out. I like it.
Thank y'all so much.
All righty. Up next, Mr. Forge. Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your poem that you'll be reciting for us this evening?
Alrighty. I'm Forge, what most people know me by. My name's Larry D. Noah Jr. Um, I've been writing all my life pretty much. I write poems, I write songs. I'm actually working on a book. And the poem I have for you tonight was actually not written by me, but I did do an addition on the end of it. The original writer of this was my great uncle, and he wrote a lot of poetry when he was at war. And when he died, my mother um, got his poetry book and she gave it to me when I started getting into the music and everything, asking me that if I could possibly turn some of his poems into songs. And this is one of the poems that's in the book. And then I added an addition on the bottom as a tribute to him. The name of the poem is The Writer. When the writer awakens one morning and finds not one thought of writing will come to their mind, it puts a lump in their throat and a tear in their eye when the writer discovers that their pen has run dry. It's a heartbreaking moment when they want to cry, when a writer discovers that their pen has run dry, when they find that their thought train has left them one day. So sad is the writer who has nothing to say. With the grocery bill mounting and more bills left to pay, they must turn to another way of living each day. This poem was originally written by my great uncle, Wilburn C. Watson. As a writer myself, I would like to add this next portion in his memory. They can only hope that somewhere along the way, their train of thought will return one day, and once again the ink will freely flow, so the writer within them can continue to grow. For every writer has something to say that might help someone along their way. It may be happy or it may be sad, but either way, it can make someone glad to know that they are not alone, and perhaps that is why the writer's pen never truly runs dry.
Well, Forge, that was a really good tribute that you added to the end of the original poem that your uncle wrote. I can tell that when he wrote them, you could tell what it was like for him to be at war during the time. And then I thought it was really cool how you added your own little twist to the end as a tribute to him and the poems that he wrote. So thank you for sharing it with us.
It all boils down to the fact when I read this originally, the thought came to my mind that, even if a writer stops writing and their artwork is out there, someone can read it and learn from it and start writing themselves, which is why I added the second portion to it. That's what it's about.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Anybody else have any comments about Forge's poem this evening?
Good job, Forge. I really like
Forge,
that.
look at you getting sentimental on us. Oh my God.
I really liked this, Forge. Like really, it was really deep, and I felt every word that you was speaking. Good job.
Thank you, ladies.
All right. Up next is our co host for the evening, Miss Goddess Sunflower. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and the poem you'll be sharing with us this evening?
What's poppin', y'all? How y'all doing? I am your girl, Goddess Sunflower. Crowns up. You feel me? Um, Today's poem I am going to be reading is Breathless in the Garden. I've been writing ever since I was 17, and I started writing because I lost my mom. So poetry has saved me. So Yeah, I hope you like it. Um, if I if I had a sunflower for every slight thought of you, for every time your name danced across my tongue, and every time my lips found the softness of yours in a quiet, breathless pause, the earth was split open with gold. Stems will reach until the mwah kiss the sky, heavenly with lights, stretching further than the horizon can see. I wouldn't care where the path ends or if the sun will ever set again. I will simply hold your hand and walk through my garden forever, and forever you'll be mine. Thank you.
That was very that was a very beautiful poem, Goddess Sunflower. Thank you for sharing it with us. I can feel your emotion behind it. And I think it's really cool how you started writing your poetry after a significant thing happened in your life. And I've noticed when I've been listening to your poetry and your songs how you put all of your emotion into it. And I really enjoyed it. Thank you for sharing it with us tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, when I do my songs, it's poetry. It's from my poems. I take my poems and make them into songs. So, yeah, I really appreciate it.
Very good job. Very beautiful poem.
Yes, I love your poetry. Oh,
Thank you.
sorry,
Thank you.
go.
All right. Well, before we get
Yes,
to go ahead, Soldier Lady.
yes, I love your poetry. I love your work. You come hard and you come with it every time. And your words are powerful, sis. Keep it up.
Thank you.
All right. Before we move on to my poem for the evening, I'm going to take a moment here to do what we call at Swain Family Records, paying the bills. If you like what you're seeing on our shows and live streams, you can search us up on Facebook under Swain Family Records Music Competitive Arena. Answer the 3 questions and check the checkbox, because if you don't do those things, you won't be accepted into our wonderful family. As you can see, everyone's very supportive and has lots of good things to share. If you're more faith-based with your music, you can join our sister station, Swain Family Records Kingdom Sounds. Again, answer the 3 questions and check the checkbox, and you'll be able to be a part of that wonderful group as well. I'm going to go over our weekly show lineup for the week. I'm going to start with what's going on the rest of the evening and then come back to where we are. Tonight, right after our show, is our comedy club, Lyrics and Laughs, with the theme of What You Doing, hosted by Clayton Barnes and Jim B. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. in the UK, we have our Global Sounds Top 5 Fakery chart hosted by Chrissy G. And he's got special guests of Goddess Sunflower and Julie McCartney on that show. And he'll be playing songs for people to try to guess who it was.
Yeah, I got to send my fake out song.
At 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, we have our new member community spotlight. There are 4 slots available for that. So if you're interested, reach out to ogp.swain, or I believe now Clayton Barnes also helps with the spotlights. Then at 9 p.m. we have your Create a Character Diss Battle, where everybody made their own creative characters and wrote a diss song about their creative characters. And I'm excited for that event because it's going to be a lot of fun. Then on Saturday at midnight Central Time, 1 a.m. Eastern Time, we have our Midnight Soul Show, where their theme is Grown and Sexy, and it's Soldier Lady and Valley Girl. If you're interested in that show, reach out to either one of them, and they'll tell you how to get your songs in for that. They do, I believe it's, correct me if I'm wrong, Goddess Sunflower, R&B type soul music, correct, on that show?
Which one? Midnight Soul?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we have Fantasy Fiction Live hosted by myself, Scarlett, and Omega Night Moon. We're doing both of our themes, the one from the previous week, which was favorite fantasy fiction movie, or you can do a sci-fi novel or book as well. If you're interested in participating in that, that is a paid event and costs a battle card or $15 to participate in. You can reach out to me or Omega Nightmoon for that show. On at 10 p.m., we have our Midnight Confessions with Diana and Dante, and that show is a lot of fun. There's 4 confessions that she has already, but she is looking for people to write songs for those confessions. So take a look at the flyer, reach out to them with their songs for that. And that's an 18 and over parental advisory because of the topics that are on that show. On Sunday at 12 p.m., we have our Global Sound Origins episode 6. That is the series that our founder, Mr. ogp.swain, has been working on. It's very fun to watch. So if you get a chance to watch that, you should. Then at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, Kingdom Sounds, our sister station, is doing their collab week, which means they'll have people that are collaborating together to write their songs. I'm excited to see how that show goes. On Mondays at 7 p.m., we have our unfiltered and unapologetic podcast, Two Peas in a Pod, hosted by Kay and Yetta. And theirs is a very funny show. I'm not sure what their topic is yet for this upcoming week, but they'll have it posted when we post our weekly flyer. Then at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, we have Jammin' with Scarlett and Omega. Their theme for this upcoming week is 1990s bands and music. So you'll do your theme based off of that. Then on Tuesday, we have the Global Sounds Top 5 Reveal, hosted by Chrissy G at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, or 7 p.m. UK. Then at 7 p.m., we have Talking with Tanya and Beth. And then at 9 p.m., we have Tuesday May Day. May Day is explicit, free, and family friendly. So please make sure if you're signing up for that show that you have clean music only with clean lyrics. Because that, and then Wednesdays we have at 7 o'clock we have our Wild Card Wednesday slot. So if you have a show you're interested in doing, then you can reach out to ogp.swain and he'll give you that. And at 9 p.m. Central Standard on Wednesdays, we have the Noe Boys, hosted by Black Talk King and Forge. And then that brings us to Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We have our kid-friendly show called Chaotic Thursdays, hosted by Nova Star and Mae Morton. And this is for anyone under the age of 18 with parent permission to come on the show and play their music based on the themes that they have selected for the week. Then that brings us back to us at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time for our open mic poetry night. We post our schedules every Sunday on the Swain Family Records Music Competitive Arena Network. So if you are interested in anything, you can always reach out to those hosts. Did I forget anything, ladies and gentlemen?
We have a new show. I don't know. It's called Hot or Not. It's going to be Saturdays at 3 p.m. CT time. So will we get your music? Is going to be anonymous. We don't know who it is. And we have judges, and if we like it, we're going to tell you it's fire. If we don't, we're going to tell you why. And it's gruesome and we got a disclaimer. If you can't take the heat, stay out the kitchen.
All right. Well, thank you for reminding me of that. That's why I love having co-hosts to help me remember things, especially when we have new shows that are coming up and about and rising in our network. So thank you for reminding me about that. I'll have to check out Hot or Not.
So it's only you now, right? So I'm going to introduce you. So we have our last poet of the evening, Miss Scarlett. Tell us a little bit about what's your poem about, ma'am.
All right. Well, my name is Rebecca Lynn Mills. My character name that I created, or avatar I created, is Scarlett. You can find me pretty much everywhere just by searching up my name. Most of my songs are from poems that I wrote when I started writing about, I want to say, most of y'all in high school, when I received some not so great news. And so I was told to start writing down all my feelings in a place and Then they just started turning into poems and songs. The poem I have tonight is called Before You Knew My Name, and it's about an experience that I had with an encounter I had with someone, and it kind of made me feel a little uncomfortable. So I wrote it down, and I hope you guys like Before You Knew My Name. You decided who I was before I ever opened my mouth, before you heard my story, before you learned what I survived, before you knew the roads I'd walked or the weight I carried when I arrived. You looked at me and built a courtroom inside your mind. No evidence, no witnesses, no questions, just a verdict. No good, untrustworthy, someone not worth knowing. You decided who I was before you knew my name. Then you passed your assumptions from mouth to mouth like counterfeit money, and everyone spent them without checking if they were real. You spoke with the confidence of someone who, who mistakes an opinion for a fact. And because you stood above me, people assumed you could see farther. But standing on someone's back does not make you taller. It only proves you were willing to push someone down just to feel high. You called me distant without asking who taught me the closeness could become a weapon. You called me angry without asking how many times I swallowed my pain so everyone could remain comfortable. You called me broken because you could see the cracks, but you never noticed the light still coming through them. You saw the scar. You ignored the survival. You saw the wall. You never asked what forced me to build it. You saw one chapter and told everyone you had read the whole book. Maybe judging me made you feel powerful. Maybe convincing yourself that I was beneath you made it easier to ignore the parts of yourself you were afraid to face. Because it is easier to call someone a failure than admit you never gave them a chance. It is easier to label someone difficult than to take the time to understand them. It is easier to say to someone has a bad heart than to accept that you hurt them and they finally stopped allowing it. It is easier to spread a story than to search for the truth. Truth asks questions. Pride makes declaration. Truth listens. Arrogance interrupts. Truth leaves room for possibility that you could be wrong, and maybe that is what frightens you most. Not that I'm a person you warned everyone about, but that I am not. That beneath the rumors, beneath the distance, beneath everything you misunderstood, there is a human being who would have listened to you, stood beside you, helped carry your burdens, and treated you with kindness you never offered in return. You could have known me, but you chose the version of me that required nothing from you. No patience, no compassion, no accountability. You chose the lie because the truth might have forced you to apologize. But understand this, your judgment is not my identity. Your rumors are not my biography. Your refusal to see my humanity does not make me less human. I will not spend my life begging for a seat at a table where people feed on the dignity of others. I will not shrink myself to fit inside the narrow box you built from assumptions. I know who I am. I know the nights I survived when nobody checked on me. I know the battles I fought without an audience. I know the kindness I gave when cruelty would have been easier. I know how many times life tried to harden my heart, and I still chose not to become like you. So keep your throne made of pointed fingers. Keep your crown made of borrowed superiority. Keep looking down if that is the only way you know how to feel tall. But one day, when there is no one left for you to judge, you may finally have to face the person in the mirror. And when you do, I hope you offer them more mercy than you ever offered me. Because you decided I was a horrible person before you knew anything about me. But I gave you time. I watched your choices. I listened to your words. I learned the facts. And even now, I refuse to decide that you are beyond redemption. That is the difference between your heart and mine.
Damn, Rebecca, I ain't gonna lie to you. That shit brought me back to myself. Like, who is she? That's like, who am I? Like, can you really see who I am? Like, that was deep, Rebecca. I love it though.
Well, thank you very much. Most of what I write about happens with things that happen in my life. And like I said, the person I encountered at one point in my life ended up bullying me most of my life. And that's where this poem came from.
Oh, you been bullied too growing up in school too? Trust me, I've been there, done that. I can feel you on that because I've been bullied growing up too, and in school and being a bigger girl, and yeah, I can feel you on that.
Yeah. And it happens in the workplace too, even as
Oh yeah,
adults.
oh yeah,
So that's
yeah.
just kind of like how I felt. And I just like, you know what? I'm going to write it down one day and just have it sitting for a day that I can read it to someone.
And you know, and by doing poetry, it's an outlet of getting the anger out, and you know, it's another a diversion of where you put your anger because a lot of people be angry and don't know how to release that anger, and by doing it on paper, it feels good. It does.
I can say is that factor of how long I've known you, Rebecca. I know a lot of what you've gone through as far as being bullied and stuff, especially when we were in high school. I know where that stimulates from, and you did a very good job on it. You worded it very well, and I'm glad you got it off your chest.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Forge. You're one of my few friends that I still have from the good old days of high school. All right. Well, that does it for this evening for our open mic poetry night. If you enjoyed the show, remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. If you're interested in participating next week and have some poems that you would like to read and share with the world, you can reach out to myself or Colleen Evans, and we'd be happy to have you on the show. Again, thank you everyone for coming on tonight and watching our open mic poetry night on the Swain Family Records Music Competitive Arena Network.
Tonight people brought poems. Some carried stories they had never spoken aloud. Some carried pain, some carried hope, and some carried words that had been waiting far too long to be heard. Every poet who stepped up to this microphone left something meaningful behind, a feeling, a memory, or a truth someone else needed to hear. To every poet who opened their heart and shared their words tonight, thank you for being fearless. To everyone who listened, supported, laughed, cried, and lifted these voices higher, thank you for becoming part of the story. The lights may fade and the room may grow quiet, but the words spoken tonight will continue traveling long after we leave. So keep writing, keep creating, keep speaking your truth. Your voice matters. Your story matters somewhere. Someone is waiting to hear the poem only you can share. From Colleen Evans, Rebecca Lynn Mills, and the Swain Family Records Network, thank you for joining us for Mic Drop Poetry Night. Until we meet again, protect your dreams, speak from the heart, and never be afraid to take the microphone. The stage will be ready. The microphone will be waiting. Good night.